Today we are making sugar wax. This is gonna be a wax that you can use for every part of your body that has hair on it. So what you're gonna need is a measuring cup. This is what I use. It's a half cup. Something to squeeze your lemons in. I love this cute little watering can. I think it's just so cute. It makes cooking fun. You want a lemon. Don't mind the appearance of mine. I was zesting it, so it's a little brown, but it's still good on the inside and still very juicy. I can't tell you exactly how much lemons to get because the juiciness just depends on the lemon, but just make sure that you have enough for whatever much that you need. You want to get this glass container. Don't mind that there's some old wax in there, okay? Next, we're going to use some white sugar. I don't recall if I've ever used brown sugar, but just stick to the white sugar, okay? Just stick to it. Next, you're going to need a cutting board to cut your lemons and a very, very deep, big pot. Even if you're only making a little, you're going to need a deep, big pot because it's going to bubble over and you're going to see in a minute. So now you're just going to juice your lemons like you normally would. Look at how cute this is. Oh my gosh. I can't stop fangirling. This is why you gotta buy cute things for yourself when you're cooking. Just things like that. That's gonna make it fun because, yeah, it just makes the whole process easier. And a good way to get the juice out of the lemons is to roll it on its side. Next, you're gonna see me pouring the lemon juice out, but honestly, just pour it on the side because, yeah, that watering can was starting to get a little wonky in the end. Now I just add the lemon juice to the pan and I'm gonna go and get the same amount of water and also add it to the pan. And then you want to grab that same cup that you used for the lemon juice and water and make sure that you put 2 servings of the white sugar in it. So it's 1 serving lemon juice, 1 serving water, 2 servings white sugar. This is all you need for your recipe to be good, okay? Very inexpensive ingredients, and I just love how you can find them anywhere you go. This is how everything looks in the pan. You want to get you a good metal spoon, make sure it's metal, and give everything a nice good stir so that it's evenly distributed while your pan is heating up. You can start heating this up on high, but just make sure that you monitor it because you don't want it to boil or burn. Well, boiling is fine, but we don't want it to burn or boil over. We just want to bring it to a slight boil right before we bring it back down to a simmer. So this is kind of how it's gonna look. This is kind of the heat or the temperature that we want to keep it at. As time goes on though, it will get a little out of control and you're gonna see in a bit. So this is shortly after. It's now kind of boiling and I just given it a good stir and I'm also lowering the heat as well. So at this point in time, it's very easy for it to burn. So you just want to monitor it and also keep looking for that slight caramel color in the color of the foam bubbles. There's that slight caramel color that I was talking about in the bubbles. That's how you know that the wax is almost ready to be done. So it's just going to progressively get a little darker before it gets to this nice brown color. We're not there yet, but like I said, we're almost ready. It's very hard for me to describe when exactly it will be ready, but you'll start to smell the color change, or you start to smell the just ingredients changing, but it's not going to smell burnt. If it's burnt, throw it out because it won't be waxy. It'll be kind of like hard candy. But just monitor it very, very closely. This is what I was talking about when I said that the bubbles would be more solidified. This is when it's perfectly ready and it's like you can smell that it's just starting to burn, but it hasn't burnt yet. This is when you want to stop. When you smell that it's burnt, throw it away. It's done. It's not gonna wax. It's gonna be like sugar, even though no matter how much you melt it or whatever. So this is ready. What I'm gonna do now is get my container and put it in. So get you your handy dandy container. Now what I'm gonna do is take my wax, which has this kind of color, not sure if y'all can see, and I'm just gonna pour it in. I made just enough. Literally just enough. Y'all, when the wax is at this stage, just leave it dry. Just leave it dry. Leave it, not dry, cool. This is gonna be extremely hot to the touch, and this is probably gonna melt your skin off. So don't even attempt to touch the wax until it has fully cooled. You want to make sure that this is cooled all the way through before you start using it, because that's going to make sure that everything is set in place, the wax is like evenly distributed in terms of consistency, and that it's not hot and it can't burn you. In this consistency, it's going to be very much along the lines of syrup, and then when it hardens or when it cools on your skin, that's when it's going to turn wax. You do not want that, because you will burn yourself. Okay, you will get some several degree burns. So just wait until this cools and then you'll be ready. Also, you want to make sure that everything the wax touched is soaking in some water so that we can easily wipe it off at the end.